Hello students, in this video we'll do the second question from exercise 4.1 under quadratic equations from the NCERT book. The first problem is the area of rectangular plot is 528 square meters. The length of the plot in meters is one more than twice its breadth. We need to find the length and the breadth of the plot. The question says represent the following situations in the form of quadratic equation. So in this case all we need to do is find the equation of this particular problem in terms of quadratic equation. So we need to find it in quadratic form. So what we see over here, we are given that the area of a rectangular plot is 528 square meter. So you have a rectangular plot this way, and the area inside is 528 square meters. Okay, the length of the plot is given as one more than twice its breadth. So remember, when we need to find the area of a rectangle, how do we find it? Area of a rectangle is equal to length into breadth, right? So this will be our length and this will be our breadth. Now we are given the area. We have to find out the length and the breadth. All we need to do is find the equation. We have been given the length of the plot is one more than twice its breadth. Let us assume the breadth, let breadth of rectangular area be equal to say x meters. Okay, so what will be its length then? Therefore length of rectangular area, in our problem it is given as the length of the plot is one more than twice its breadth. So one more than twice the breadth. Breadth is how much we have assumed? X. Or in other case we can just write this as 2x plus 1 so that it looks better. Okay, so that is one more than twice its breadth. Breadth was taken as x. Fine. Now we have been given that the area, it is a rectangular plot, so area of rectangular plot is equal to length into breadth. Length is how much? Length is 2x plus 1 and breadth is how much? Just x. And area of rectangular plot is given to us how much? 528 square meters. Fine. So now we just need to expand this thing and we keep 528 the way it is, and what we do is x into 2x gives us 2x square, x into plus 1 will give us x. Now what we'll do is we'll take 528 on the other side, okay, and we'll get something like this, 2x square plus x. 528 when it goes on the other side it becomes negative, so minus 528 equal to 0, and that is the equation that we need to find out. So you can say 2x plus x, 2x square plus x minus 28 is the required quadratic equation. Fine. Let's solve another problem. Our next problem is the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. We need to find integers. First we need to know what are integers. Integers are negative as well as positive and they include zeros as well. So you have on a number line you will have 0, you will have positive 1, positive 2, positive 3 and negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So these are your integers. We need to find two consecutive positive integers. So if we assume one of the positive integers is x, what will be the other one? Let's take one of the positive integer as 2. Consecutive means one after another. So the number after this 2 is 3. What is the difference between 2 and 3? Just 1. So if you add 1 to 2, you will get 3. Similarly, so that is the consecutive number. So if we take our original number as 2, the next number has got to be 2 plus 1 equal to 3. Similarly, if we take assume a number as x, the consecutive number has got to be x plus 1. Okay, so that's what we'll assume over here. So we'll take, let x be a positive integer. Okay, hence x plus 1 will be the consecutive positive integer. Okay, and we are given the product of two consecutive positive integers is 306. So we can say, as per problem, the product of two consecutive, so which are the two numbers, x and x plus 1. So x into x plus 1 will give us equal to 306. Now we open this brackets, x into x gives us x square, x into plus 1 will give x equal to 306. We bring 306 on the left hand side and it will be negative. Okay, you can say therefore x square plus x minus 306 is the required quadratic equation. Right? Let's solve another one. The next problem is, Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages in years 3 years from now will be 360. We would like to find Rohan's present age. So let us assume Rohan's present age to be x years. Okay, let Rohan's present age be x years. It says Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. If Rohan's age, let's say, was 10, if she is 26 years older than him, then she would obviously be 10 plus 26, right? 36. If she is 36, that means he is 10, and the difference between 10 and 36 is 26. So if we said that Rohan's present age is x years, so therefore, so this implies, you can say, Rohan's mother's present age will be x plus 26 years. Okay. Now we are given Rohan's mother age is 26 years older than him. So we have covered this part. The product of their ages in years 3 years from now will be 360. So we need to find first what will be their ages 3 years from now. 3 years from now means from now we add another 3 more years. We are not asked in the past, we are asked in the future what will be their age. So we can say 3 years from now Rohan's age will be, if his present age is x, then it will be x plus 3. And similarly, Rohan's mother's age will be x plus 26, right? is the current age. So x plus 26 plus 3 years. Here also we write years. Okay. Now we are said that the product of their ages 3 years from now, that means these two, is equal to 360. So I'll put it down over here. So that will be the product of x plus 3 into x plus 26 plus 3 equal to 360. Okay, that this is now 3 years from now. Okay, because we are told the product of their ages 3 years from now. So 3 years from now, Rohan will be x plus 3 and Rohan's mother will be x plus 26 plus 3. Okay, so x plus 26 plus 3 comes to x plus 29. So x plus 3 into x plus 29 equal to 360. So we open this bracket and we should get our quadratic equation. So we'll multiply x into this entire bracket followed by 3 into this entire bracket. So x into x plus 29 plus 3 into x plus 29. That gives us 360. X into x gives us x square, x into 29 will give us 29x, plus 3 into x gives 3x, and 3 into 29 will give us 3 9s are 27, 3 2s are 6, 8, sorry, this will be 7, so 87. Everything is equal to 360. Now we add this up and we bring 360 on the left hand side, so it will turn negative. So we have x square, 29x plus 3x gives us 32x, plus 87 minus 360 equal to 0. And if you remove 87 from 360, let's see what we get. X square plus 32x, it will be minus because of the sign of the greater number, 273 equal to 0, and that is the required quadratic equation. Fine. So the important thing that we need to know, what was in relation to when we assume, first of all, when we assume what has got to be x or y or whatever variable we decide to assume, we should see what is asked in the question, the main question. The main question is, we would like to find Rohan's present age. That means Rohan's present age has got to be x. So once we have decided what will be x, next thing is to find what is in relation to the x that we need to assume next, which is Rohan's mother's age. So Rohan's mother age was given that she is 26 year older than Rohan. So if Rohan is x, Rohan's mother has to be 2x plus 26. Okay, it's like saying if we are 15 years old now, okay, then what we and if our mother is 26 years older than us, so all we do in that case is to 15 we add 26 and we will get our mother's age, that is 41. Okay, that is just assuming that our mother is 26 years older than us, taking this example. Okay, only in this case we are not given a number, we are not given Rohan's age, we are assuming Rohan's age. So instead of 15 we have assumed it to be x. So obviously it is x plus 26 that should give us his mother's age, which we don't know. We have got a 41 because we have written the age to be 15. That is, we know our ages. So if we say our mother is 26 years older, that would be the answer. But we don't know what is Rohan's age. Okay, and we have assumed it at x. That is why we say that Rohan's mother will be x plus 26. So when we find out what is x, we will get Rohan's mother's age. But here we don't have to do that. We just have to find the quadratic equation. Okay. Next problem is, a train travels a distance of 480 kilometers at a uniform speed. If the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. We need to find the speed of the train. We have a train. Okay, and the train is traveling at a particular speed and it covers a particular distance. Okay, that is 480 kilometers. So we have to find out the speed of the train. That means the speed of the train we need to assume as x in this case. Before we go ahead with assuming, we need to understand one thing. This is a speed time distance problem. So in order to find the speed, we know the formula: speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, this is the formula that we have learnt in our class 9. Assume what we are asked, we need to find the speed of the train. So let speed of the train be x kilometers per hour, because the units that have been given to us are kilometers per hour. Okay, and now we know that speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, speed is equal to distance upon time, which means we can also take time is equal to distance upon speed. Okay, so we'll say time taken to travel 480 kilometers will be equal to distance. What is the distance? Over here, the distance that is traveled is 480 kilometers, and the speed over here is x. So time taken to travel 480 kilometers is equal to 480 upon x. Now next it says if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less. So whenever it says less means it is minus. When it says more or more than, it's plus. If it is less or less than, it is negative. Okay, similarly whenever it says there is an increase, that means there is addition, plus sign, and whenever it say decrease means negative sign. So you say if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, which means negative. So what would be the time taken? Then the time taken to travel 480 kilometers if 8 kilometers per hour less was the speed. If the, I can say, if speed is 8 kilometers per hour less, so then in this case what will happen is this will be 480 upon x minus 8. Okay, because x is the original speed, and if the speed is 8 kilometers hours less, that means it has to be x minus 8. The speed is decreasing, that is why negative. If it was 8 kilometers per hour more, then it would have been x plus 8. Fine. Now what it says, if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. Right, so now we are given if the speed had been 8 kilometers per hour less, then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So from here, how do we find the speed of the train? Now let's just assume there are two buses. You have bus 1 and you have bus 2. Okay. Now bus 1 covers the distance of 480 kilometers in let's say 10 hours. Okay, and bus 2 covers the same distance of 480 kilometers, but here the speed is 8 kilometers per hour less, so it probably takes say 13 hours. Okay, so now what is the difference in the two when it comes to the time taken to travel? It is 3 hours. Okay, how did we arrive at 3 hours over here? We just did 13 minus 10 and we got 3 hours. So what are we doing here? we are looking at the time taken to travel when this was 8 kilometers per hour less. So this was 8 kilometers per hour less. And what we did, whatever timing we got, 8 kilometers per hour less, this we took and we subtracted our original with the normal speed. So same thing over here, we do that, and that is when we get the difference as 3. That is then it would have taken 3 hours more to cover the same distance. So that is what we are getting over here, 3. So what do we get? We did 13 minus 10 equal to 3. So 13 was what? The time taken by travel of this bus 2, and 10 was the time taken by travel of bus 1. So over here our bus 2 will be this time taken to travel 480 kilometers if speed is 8 kilometers per hour less. That is 480 upon x minus 8. And what will be 10? Time taken to travel 480 kilometers equal to 480 upon x. Okay, so try and understand this concept. This is the time taken to travel. This is the time taken to travel when the speed is 8 kilometers per hour less. And this is the time taken to travel the same distance or with the normal speed. Okay. So if we go to find the difference between the two, the difference between the two comes as 3 hours. Okay, because it clearly said it takes 3 hours more when we travel with 8 kilometers per hour less. The speed is less. Okay. So the difference between the two is equal to 3 because it is 3 hours. So we don't know the actual time that is taken. The time is this. So when we solve for it and get the value of x, we will get whatever is the time. Okay. Here we have just assumed, we took 2 examples to actually explain this concept and see how we get the next step. Okay. So using the same concept over here, 13 minus 10 equal to 3, where we use this will take longer time because it is with lesser speed. So what we do is we put over here that time taken to cover 480 kilometers, okay, when speed is decreased, okay, time taken to cover 480 kilometer hour is is increased, we must say, is increased by 3 hours. Okay, therefore we put 480 upon x minus 8 minus 480 upon x equal to 3. Okay, see, the reason why we put minus over here is because the difference in their timings is 3 hours. Okay, this is the time taken when the speed has been decreased by 8 kilometers per hour, and this is the original timing. Okay, we got by solving for speed is equal to distance upon time. So these are the 2 times and these are the 2 differences between the time, and we say it takes 3 hours more. Okay, so now we just need to solve for this. So let's see how we can solve for this. So what we do is we take the LCM over here, or in other ways we can also multiply the whole thing, the numerator, by x into x minus 8. X is this, x minus 8 is this. Okay, that would be actually your LCM. Whichever way you would like to do it, we need to just take LCM. So in that case, here 480 will be multiplied by x minus this 480 on top will get multiplied by x minus 8, and the whole thing will be on x into x minus 8 equal to 3. Fine. Now solve the remaining over here. So here the numerator I'll multiply with 3. So and I'll open this brackets up. So then we'll get 480x, when 4 into x, 80 into x, minus 4 into minus 480 into x. So that will be minus 480x minus 480 into minus 8, and that will be minus into minus gives us plus first of all. Then 800, 8 8s are 64, 8 4s are 32, 38. Okay. Then equal to 3 into x into x minus 8. Okay, because this is 3x, x minus 8. Fine. So then we solve here 480x minus 480x, these two are cancelled. We are left with just 3840, and you have 3x into x will give us 3x square, 3x into minus 8 will give us minus 24x. Now we will take this 3840 on the other side, it will become negative. We get 3x square minus 24x minus 3840 equal to 0. Further we can take 3 common, which is common to all these terms. If we take 3 out, this is left with x square minus 8x minus 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6, 3 8s are 24, 0 equal to 0. 3 goes down, becomes 0, and we are left with x square minus 8x minus 1280 equal to 0. Okay. So that is our equation. So we can say is the required quadratic equation. Fine. So if you've liked the video, click on the like button, share it with your friends and classmates, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to click on the bell icon. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.